chapter 3. I'm going in a whole different direction. Good morning to those of you that are, oh, I'm not on? Okay. Good morning to those of you that are listening to us and watching us or viewing us by Facebook Live. We want to say good morning and thank you for joining in. And we have some things that may not be as spiritual as you might think, but they are biblical, and it'll be a blessing to you. All right? So if you would, you all have your notes. You're going to need them today. But if you would, turn with me to Philippians chapter 3, verse 14. And it says there in verse 14, I need y'all to help me this morning. I need y'all to help me by speaking up loud this morning, all right? Amen. Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. If you have a New King James, if you have a King James, it's going to say Mark. If you have a New King, it'll say something different. Those of you with the New King, I need you to help me out. Y'all ready to help me out? Philippians chapter 3, verse 14. I press toward the what? Come on. One word. I press toward the what? Come on, church. I press toward the what? Okay. I need you to help me. So y'all don't have New King. Y'all still living in the old. Yep. Okay. All right.
That says gold.
That's what I need all y'all that have that to help me out. I press toward the what?
Gold.
I want y'all to say Mark. I press toward the what?
Gold.
Come on, everybody. I press to the what?
Gold.
Now, if your Bible says Mark, what I want you to do is, I want you to write something in there. If you're on an electronic something or another, then why don't you just switch over to the New King James Version? Okay? You know, Mark, listen to me. That word Mark has been there since 1611. I don't know what Mark meant in 1611. But Mark doesn't mean gold in my mind in 2018. Does it mean gold to you? I mean, does gold just jump out at you when you see I press toward the mark? No. It probably should, but it doesn't. So if yours says Mark, write somewhere in there gold. Say gold.
Gold.
So now, why is that significant? Because I say this all the time. The Bible probably touches on just about everything in life. But it doesn't give you everything that you need to know about everything. Now, for some folks, that sounds blasphemous. But the Bible is not a book on goal setting. But it touches on goal setting. Does that make sense to you? See, for example, I'm not going to go over this. I'll get to it in a second. But in Bible study, we went over 7 or 8 biblical admonitions about goal setting on Wednesday. I'm not going to go over it. I told you I was going to teach on it. Y'all showed up. Y'all got it. Y'all didn't get it. All right? But the first one that we dealt with was in Habakkuk chapter 2, where it says, write the vision. Well, we can say, write the goal. For if you are going to write the vision, for a vision to come to pass, it must have what? Some goals associated with it or attached to it. So we should be writing down not just our vision, but we should be writing down the goals that go along with the vision. Can you say amen to that? Amen. All right? So what I'm trying to tell you is there are principles in the Word of God that deal with it. So this truth here is letting us know. In fact, go back up here to verse 12. Paul is talking about his life, and he's talking about where he is. And in verse 12, verse 11, he says here, if by any means I may attain to the resurrection from the dead. Now, the way the Greek says it, and I don't have time to go into it, but it calls it the out-resurrection. In other words, Paul was saying, I want to live a life in this flesh so powerful that it looks like I'm already living in my resurrected state. That was Paul's goal. You ain't never heard, listen, you ain't never heard nobody make a goal that high. And you know what? Paul came close. What do I mean? Paul got stoned to death and just got up one day. Paul got bit by a serpent and just shook it off. Paul raised folks from the dead. Paul did some stuff, man, that was like, he was like a resurrected man already. He said, but then he said, as much as y'all know about me that's written in the book of Acts and that I wrote in my letter, he said, I still haven't reached the mark where I want to reach. Watch this, verse 12. Not that I have already attained. So Paul, you know, Paul was really shooting to be like Jesus in the earth. Like, you know, you used to hear people complain about charismatic, word of faith, spirit-filled people and say, you just think you just a little Jesus, or you just want to be like Jesus. That's exactly what I want to be, just like Jesus. And listen, not just Jesus when he walked the earth, but Jesus now. That's what Paul was saying. But he said, but I haven't already attained. I'm not already perfected. But watch what he says. But I press on. Yes. Say press on. Press on. That was another principle that we dealt with. If you're going to be successful in achieving things and accomplishing things, you can never lose your press. Amen. Life will try to knock you off your press. Close that door over there, please. The press means, press means being aggressive. You know, we got a lot of people in here that play basketball. Of course, several people here play basketball. And there is something on defense called a full court what? Press. A full court what? Press. A full court press. And that means that we apply pressure from the point where they take that ball out on this end all the way down that court, and we're trying to take that ball away from them so we can turn from defense to offense and score. Isn't that basically what it means? Is that what it means, Coach Greg? That's right. That's what it means? Well, Paul is saying here that I press on. In other words, I'll never lose my press. I tell my son this all the time in basketball. Son, impose your will on the person that's standing in front of you. All sports is about you developing whatever you have to develop to impose your will on the person that's standing in front of you. You understand what I'm saying? And then I tell him all the time, put pressure on the offense. Make them account for you. Make them have to know where you are all the time. Make them understand they can't leave you alone. If they leave you alone, you're going to pop. If they play off of you just a little bit enough for you to get an inch for you to drive, you're going to go to the hole. But you're going to put pressure on that dude. You want that dude worried about you. You understand what you want him worried? You want to humiliate him. Forget y'all. You want to embarrass him. You want him to go home crying to his mama. Yeah. Or his daddy or whoever, he go home and cry. Listen to me. Is that not the mentality you got to have, Coach Greg? I'm calling him Coach Greg. He used to coach for years. All right? But that's the mentality you got to have. If you're going to keep going to the next level, well, you got to have that mentality when dealing with life and the devil. Amen. You can't lose your press. Paul said, I press. Yeah. Say, I press. I press. Listen to me. If you don't have, see, some of y'all wimps. Okay, let me leave y'all alone. But he said here, but I what? I press. No, what he said? But I press on, that I may lay hold of or apprehend that for which Christ Jesus has apprehended or laid hold of me. In other words, what is Paul saying? What is Paul pressing for? Paul understands that he has a divine purpose for his existence. Listen to me. He has a divine purpose. See, most of y'all don't really understand that you have a divine purpose. That you're not just sit here to enjoy life, although we should enjoy life. We believe that life should be enjoyed and not just endured. We say that all the time. Yeah. But you're not here just to enjoy life or just to go through life like everybody else does. You're here with a divine purpose. I don't know what your purpose is. It's not my responsibility to know what your purpose is. Some people's purpose is to help people through nursing. Some people's purpose is to help them, in business. Some people's purpose is to help people in teaching people. So, you got all kinds. People have all kinds of purposes. Yes. You understand? I can't name all the purposes that people have, but you got to know what your purpose is. In other words, the very thing that God set you on the planet for. Yeah. Some people, I really believe God set some people on the planet just to make people laugh. So why? Because laughter doeth good like a medicine. Yes, it does. And whether you become a comedian and work at the improv or whatever. Now, what happens with a lot of purposes is the purposes get perverted. Yes. And the way they get perverted is, like, to me, the funniest man that I ever heard was Richard Pryor. That brother was just hilarious. Forget y'all, y'all don't need to know nothing about Richard Pryor. That brother was hilarious. But because of life and things that happen and who you brought up around, it gets perverted.
Yeah.
And so the laughter that you bring to people is more fleshly. See, like, I don't care what you think about it, but I can tell you a couple of guys that can make you cry. One is Bill Cosby. That dude was funny, and he never told a dirty joke.
That's right. Yeah.
And then there's another guy, I can't think of that, he used to play on that Monique show as the father for a while. The big old dude, he was her father for a while. He's a comedian. He don't tell dirty jokes. I saw him in Nevada, not Vegas, the other, Reno. Man, I had a headache when I left out of there. I hurt in places I ain't hurt in because he just had me laughing, and then he started playing the dozens with some dude, man, and I mean, oh my goodness, he was hilarious. This guy was an executive. This guy was an executive making buku money and whatever, and he left all that behind to do. They said he was crazy. But you know what? He understood that his purpose on earth was here not to be an executive. His purpose was here to make people laugh.
Amen.
You know, one of my friends told me something that his son said the other day. And man, I laughed, and he was like, man, that ain't funny, man. You know, it ain't funny to me. I said, yeah, but it's funny to me. I said, I'm going to be laughing through the rest of the day. I said, I got my laugh for the day. I try to get a laugh in every day. No, you understand? I will turn on something on YouTube or whatever, because laughter do it good like a medicine. Some of y'all ain't laughed in years. You snickered, but you didn't. But I'm talking about a good old-fashioned gut laugh, a belly laugh. You know, something about it. Doctors know that it releases things inside of your body, and if you laugh, the more you laugh, the more it de-stresses you.
Amen.
So I believe, I'm just trying to show you that you would never think that that could be somebody's purpose.
Right.
And they don't always have to be a professional comedian. There are people that are in your life that make you laugh a lot.
Amen.
I love to be around those people. Okay, well anyway. I'm sorry, I digressed. But he said, verse 30, brother, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forward to those things which are ahead. I what? Press. There it is. Again, I what? Press. Say I press. But now, you have to be pressing toward something. Toward what? Toward the mark, the King James said, but toward the goal for the prize of the upward calling and so forth. So there are goals. Say goals. If the reason why we lose our press is because we lose sight of our goals.
Amen.
The reason why we lose our press is because either we don't set goals, or we lose sight of our goals, or we accomplish goals and don't set new goals.
Amen.
All right? See, that's why me personally, I will never retire. I might find something else to do, but I will never retire. Because I believe as long as you have something that you're pressing toward, you have a reason to live for.
Amen.
All right? Anyway, all right? So we've talked about a lot. We talked about 7 keys to a smarter goal setting. Not going to go over that. Let's see what else we talked about. 7 biblical admonitions on goal setting. We talked about that on Wednesday. Not going to go over that. All right? Somebody said, I might have needed that. Then you should have been at Bible study. And now, even then, I'm going to help you because we talked about this in Bible study a little bit, but I want to go into more detail. What I want to talk to you about today is distinguishing between types of goals. There are 2 types of goals that you need to have. The first type of goal, look at your notes, fill them in, distinguish between types of goals. The first type of goal that you have to have are achievement goals. Say achievement goals. Achievement is the blank here, achievement goals. These are one-time milestones that you will reach over the course of maybe 1 quarter, or 2 quarters of the year, or the whole year. All right? Because I'm not talking about setting 5-year goals right now. We're just talking about setting goals for the year. Got it? We need to make some things happen this year.
Amen.
Not 5 years from now. We need to make some things happen this year. See, why am I teaching on this? Because you'll be amazed at the Christianese that we learn. This is January still. At December the 30th, around the end of December, around the end of December, going into the 1st of March, we start making this confession. 2018, what? Will be my greatest year ever. In December of this year, we'll be saying what? 2019 is going to be my greatest year ever. So we just start saying it because we got used to saying it. But how many of y'all have said that and it wasn't your greatest year ever? How many of y'all have said that and 2017 was like 2016, was like 2015, like 2014, like one unending dream, nothing changed? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Or how many of y'all have ever been in a situation where you said, that, or you've heard somebody say this, y'all too smart, my congregation's too smart for this. But you heard somebody say, man, I tell you my breakthrough must be near because I've been catching hell. It's been 2016 was so bad. I'm telling you it was so terrible for me. 2017 has got to be my year. Anybody ever heard somebody say that? Or I'm telling you the devil fought me so hard in 2016. I'm telling you 2017 is just going to be better. I know I'm getting close. Shut up. Because if you keep doing the same thing in 2018 that you did in 2017, nothing's going to change.
Amen.
And the number one thing that's going to make 2018 greater than 2017 is that you set goals.
Yes.
And you accomplish those goals. And I'm going to talk to you about how to do that. Let me just tell you something. One thing I recommend all of you all do, stop being so daggum lazy.
Amen.
Some people out there probably say, I ain't never going to that nigga's church. He called them lazy. Listen to me. If you won't get up and read a book on goals, you ain't serious about making goals happen. See now, some of y'all like, I know you got a master's degree and all kind of, what's your master's degree in? Business administration. So you probably had all kind of stuff on goal setting and how to achieve and accomplish this, that. So she don't need to do that. You just need to do what you learned in school, right? If you're not already doing it, you just need to do that. But some of y'all ain't never read a book on goal setting. And you think you're going to really make some things happen. Shut up! Because you already know everything you know. You already know everything you know right now. And if you haven't been doing it up till now, you're not going to do it later on unless you get some more information and knowledge in your head.
Amen.
Oh yeah, I already know that. I already know. Man, please. There's so much more that you can learn about goal setting. You should read some books on goal setting. You need to read a book that will tell you which goals are good goals and which goals are bad goals. How to discover goals, how to connect what your purpose is and what you desire to achieve, how to connect that and your goals together. Because you can make goals that have nothing to do with moving the ball, down the field as far as what you want to accomplish. And nobody has ever taught you how to do that. So you need to take some time to study about how do I do that. You should and if it's something that you want to do that's in a career business or something like that, you should read great biographies of people who have done what you want to do and watch how they set goals and how they plan, how they did things so that you don't have to create things all over. Listen to me, I know colored folks don't like to read. They always say if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. Man, that's sad. But they say that. Don't they say that?
Yes.
Okay? So the people are hiding it from us in plain sight, but we won't read.
Amen.
I don't care, listen to me. I don't care if it takes you 6 months to read that book. Read that book. You know what? My goal this year, one of my goals this year is to read 24 books this year. No, I'm sorry, 26 books this year. That's one book every 2 weeks. Now, you say that's a lofty goal. Well, I've read 52 before. And I ain't talking about pamphlets. I'm talking about real serious books. I read a book a week. How do you read a book a week? You get up an extra hour early and you read. And then you read an hour before you go to sleep. So you put in 2 hours a day. I'm not asking you to read 52. I'm just asking you to read 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Can't you read a book in a month?
Or less.
Huh? Can you read a book a quarter?
Yes, you're for.
All right? Something. But not Harlequin romances. Huh? Do they still have Harlequin romances?
I don't know, but it's a book.
See, I'm talking about books that make you better, that will move the ball, that will move the ball down the field.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay, anyway, y'all know what I mean. So number one, you should have achievement goals. Say achievement goals.
Achievement goals.
All right. Now let me give you some elements of achievement goals. Of course, we've already told you. We talked about this. They should be set with the SMARTer goals checklist. SMART goals to help. SMARTer goals are even better. Say SMART. The smarter, the better.
The smarter, the better.
All right. Now, what I'm going to say something to you in a minute. Well, let me just go ahead and say this, and if I need to, I'll double back to it. But the number one reason, so before we even move this far, you need to get a planner. A planner. Say a planner.
A planner.
Now, I'm old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned, so I have a hardcover planner. I'm not bright enough yet to use an electronic planner because I need to be able to. No, I'm just saying I need to be able to see the thing every day. You understand what I'm saying? You know, now some of y'all say, man, that ain't. I'm just whatever. Some of y'all young folks, y'all can just make it happen. Me, I'm too old. So I needs my physical planner. I do. Whichever one works for you, baby, just utilize whatever works for you. But you need a planner. You need a planner because the number one reason that beyond not even, we're not talking about not having goals. The number one reason that people don't achieve the goals that they have for the year is because they lose sight of those goals. It's the number one reason. See, now I hear people all the time talking about, well, I'm not going to set a New Year's resolution this year because you know those don't come to pass. All a New Year's resolution is a goal for the year. It doesn't matter what you call it. So y'all being so smart now. Well, I don't make New Year's resolutions. I make affirmations, or I make what's the other word? Listen. All we're talking about is you making a decision to do something or achieve something that you had not achieved before, or to become something that you haven't been before. That's all the goal is. Whether I make a New Year's resolution to lose 30 pounds. Well, that's a goal. Now, it might not be a SMART goal yet, or a SMARTer goal, but it's a goal. So the number one reason is that people lose sight of the goals. They say that if you write your goals down, you increase the possibility of you accomplishing that goal by 40%. Listen to me. The mere fact of writing it down without necessarily even reviewing it increases your odds 40%.
Amen.
And we're going to talk about review in a minute, but you need to write it down so that you can see your goals. Okay? So you need, so now, the second reason why people don't accomplish their goals is because they set too many goals all at once. All of a sudden you start hearing teaching on goal setting and you run around, you go and you say, man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do blah. And then you just, you know, like right now, and the one I'm gonna talk about for me is, I have a goal by April the 1st to lose 25 pounds. Okay? I can make it happen. You might say, that's a lot. No, it's really not. Not if you're doing what, I'll tell you what I'm doing to make it happen. But if you're doing what I'm doing to make it happen, it'll come off. Okay? So your goals should have what I call domains, D-O-M-A-I-N. And you can have more than this, but I've got about 8, 7, 8, 9, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 domains. And you're going to understand why I'm saying this. Those domains, the 9 domains are this: spiritual, say spiritual.
Spiritual.
Intellectual. Why do I want to read 26 books this year? That's my intellectual goal. To increase my intellectual knowledge, my ability. Listen, people tell me all the time, you're pretty smart. And I tell them, that's just because I read. Duh. I mean, you know, the way you get smarter is you either, you learn from people who are smarter than you.
Amen.
Every book I've read, the person wasn't smarter than me, but something he said in there or she said in there was smarter than I learned. You know, Brother Hagan taught me way back when I was in Bible college. He said he used to get all these books, and see, when you gotta understand this. I always been a reader. Jan tell you, I've been a reader since I was a little kid. But I really increased my reading because I saw a man named Kenneth Hagin who really did not have a college education. His doctorate degree was an honorary doctorate degree from ORU. But he didn't have a college education, but he started a Bible college. And he got students all over the world, on every known continent of the world, pastoring and doing ministry. And yet he was knowledgeable about all kinds of subjects. He said, well, the man only had a high school diploma. But you know what he would do? He traveled in ministry. And so he would take this, you know how you have those trunks?
Yes.
You know, and he would come into town and he would fill up a whole trunk full of books. And while he was on the road, sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, you know, holding meetings, he would read all those books. Because he didn't have family around, he would just read all night, whatever. Then he'd come back into town, and he would dump those books wherever he dumped them, and then he would get another. And he would fill it up. And he did that for 12, 13, 14 years. Well, if you ever listened to him, you thought he was smart as heck. In the terms of spiritual things. Does that make sense? Now, when I came into the Word of Faith, as they call it, we read, all the books we read was about increasing the anointing and the authority and the power. And that's where I spent most of my time reading books. There's a whole lot of subjects you need to read books on.
Amen.
That's just one domain: spiritual, intellectual, emotional. Anybody ever had emotional problems? What do I mean emotional problems? A bad temper. That's an emotional issue. Low self-esteem. Okay, let me leave that alone. All right? Physical. Physical. Say physical.
Physical.
Marital. Parental. How many of y'all parents in here have read a book on parenting? I don't need to read no book on parenting. I just went behind. I know. But maybe we can do it a different way.
Amen.
Maybe we can do it better. Maybe we can understand what the kid is going through. Listen, I do believe in spare the rod, spoil the child. So I get that, honey. Don't care who listening. Mine are grown, so the statute of limitation is gone. You know, so ain't nothing you can do. But parental, huh? Social, ain't got a friend. Don't know how to get a friend. Why don't you read a book and learn how to get one? You know, nobody wants to be my friend. Maybe you got some ways about you that you're not even aware of that drive people away from you. Vocational, dealing with your career. Financial, can't never manage your checkbook. I mean, somebody might just need to read a book on how do I balance my checkbook. I don't know. If you're 17, 18 years a year, you might need that book. If your parents never sat down and talked to you about it. Okay? But there's a range from the standpoint of these domains that go from the very basic as far up as you want to go. Does that make sense to you? So if you want to get, so now, let me just tell you, I'm going to tell you something that a friend of mine said to me, or he actually was my coach at one time. And he said, there's practically no problem that I've ever gotten into that I can't read my way out of.
Amen.
You know why? Because there's somebody else that has been through this successfully, and they live to tell about it, and they wanted to write about it. Are you listening to me? Thank God that the hubris of men makes them want to write about their successes. Okay.
Amen.
All right. So under distinguishing between, we talked about achievement goals, and we talked about all these, the domain. Okay, here's something else under your achievement goals, and this is pretty much true. Some of this is true of the second area, but you should record your key motivation for achieving the goal. You should record your key motivation. Let's just say it that way and leave it at that. So in other words, write down some reasons you want to accomplish this goal. Why do I want to lose 25 pounds? Well, because let me just tell all y'all brothers out there, the bigger your belly is, the greater your risk of heart attack, sudden death heart attack. So I'm planning to live to 100, 120 if Jesus tarries coming. I sure ain't gonna live less than 90. The rapture could occur, whatever. But if that doesn't occur, but I got to take care of my body like I want to live to be 90,
Amen.
or 100, or 120. Oh yeah, you can have all the want tos you want, but if you treat your body like you was only planning to live to 62, your monkey behind might be out of here at 62, 63, 64, 65. What do you say? I said, your monkey behind might be out of here at 62, 63, 64, 65. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to take care of it.
Amen.
So the doctors will tell you, all y'all with big bellies, men and women. I like big belly. No, I'm sorry. All of us with big bellies. This is toxic. This is all this up in here. Okay, I'm gonna look straight ahead so nobody says I'm looking. All this over here is toxic. It's poison in here. It's toxic. Gotta get it out. Gotta get it off. Number two, I want to look good in my clothes. That's vain. That's still my motivation. Might not be your motivation. It's mine. All right, that's one of them, all right? You put your own motivations down there. No, and I can even go further. I want to look good when I pass by the mirror. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Mirror don't lie, baby. The mirror just tell it all, right? I'll break all the mirrors in the house, All right. Then under these areas of goals and achieving goals, I gotta hurry up. You should have next steps. We talk about around here, we're big on next steps. So you should have next steps. So when you start setting your goals, when you set these goals and these demands, now, I know what I left out. You should set somewhere between 7 to, let's just say, 10 goals. No more than 12 for the whole year. Why is that? Because a lot of these goals you're going to break down into quarterly goals. Okay? Which means you're not going to have more than 2 to 3 goals per quarter. Why? Because if you have too many goals, you won't achieve them.
Amen.
If you got 5 or 6 goals for this quarter, you're probably not going to achieve but 2 of them anyway. And you may not achieve any of them because your energies and your focus is so dispersed, and then you just give up on yourself. But man, you can reach 2 to 3 goals a quarter.
Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? If you focus on those things, now there may be other things that you would like to see happen, but I'm talking about those things. Each quarter you're gonna make 2 or 3 things happen. Now, okay, let me get off of that. All right. So under each one of those goals, and you don't have to set. You can take those 9 domains and and you can just make a goal in each of those domains. Does that make sense to you? And you don't have to even do all those 9 in one quarter. You can have some for the first quarter, some for the second quarter, some for the third quarter, some for the fourth quarter. Now, those are what we're calling what? Achievement goals. All right? Now, here's another thing about these goals. You should give yourself a reward upon reaching the goal. So I already know. See, I'm going sugarless until April the 1st. When I reach that goal, because I'll probably hit it before then, you know what I want? Some butterscotch candy. Forget y'all, I like butterscotch. I like butterscotch. Okay? You know what other reward I have? 2 new suits. Shoot, I might buy some tailor suits. Some, you know, but when I'm down here at 215, belly off, add it. See, my goal is to add, 12 to 14 extra pounds of muscle. So to lose the weight and to add 12 to 14, I'm not, shoot, give me a nice tailored suit. You understand? So I said, man, but that's my goal.
Amen.
That's my motivation. That's my reward. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember we said what's smarter, they have to be relevant to you?
Amen.
All right? I already talked about the domains. You should set a time tracker on your goal. So try to do as many quarterly things as you can as opposed to annual. We're going to talk about some of the annual things in a minute. But try to set as many quarterly goals as you can. When I say that is, out of those 9 to 12, 8 to 12 goals, try to make them more quarterly than annual. Now, you can have one that's annual, like I'm going to make $200,000 this year. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so if I was going to set a goal like that I'm going to make $200,000 this year, then I need to break that down to $50,000 a quarter. Or it may be 35 in the first, and 45 in the second, and 55 in the third, and 65. I mean, I'm not telling you how to do it, but I'm just saying, try not to just do a whole big annual goal like that without breaking it down into some quarterly things. Does that make sense to you? You say $200,000, dream big, baby. I'm gonna make $39,450 in 2018. You don't need a goal for that. Okay, anyway. All right. So we gave you the reward. Now, here's the second goal. Here's the second type of goal. The second type of goal is what we call a habit or a habitual goal. Say habit. Habit goal. These are ongoing goals that you set to break bad habits and replace them with good ones. All right? So now you may have like three quarterly goals, and then you might have one habit goal. What do I mean? I've got a habit goal for the year. My habit goal is to read through the Bible in 12 months, which means it's broken down. I have a daily reading plan, and I usually read 3 to 4 chapters out of the Bible every day. By the end of 2018, I will have read through the whole Bible. And it's really not that hard to do. If anybody with the electronic kind of types of thing, they have Bible planners on it. And all you got to do is look for the apps with the Bible planner on it. You start from wherever you start, and then when you read those chapters that day, when you reach the end of the chapter, it'll even give you a thing to put a check mark on. You're like, ta-da! I read that day. All right? Like on what I usually do on Saturday, like last night, I read today. Because Sundays I don't always have the time to do it, and I do my Bible reading in the morning. But sometimes I'm busy or praying or I'm doing whatever, and I'm not. So I do it on Saturday night. Okay? Is this helping y'all?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, you can even deal with habitual goals under the area of domains. I don't want to stay on that because I'm losing time with that. All right. So even with whether it's your habitual goals, you also, all these goals you need to list next steps. What are the next steps? These next steps are what you need to accomplish each one of your achievement goals. All right? So for me, I'm going to lose 25 pounds. So I had to make some next steps. One of the next steps was I got to eat a certain way. I got to eat clean. It all starts with eating clean.
Amen.
All right? So no sugar for till April the 1st. Got it? Number two, I started back at the gym. All right? Number three, I got a personal trainer. Just one day a week. But I got a personal trainer to hold me accountable.
Amen.
And I paid money, and that holds me accountable. My brothers and my sisters, ain't nothing like paying for a personal trainer and not going because you still owe the money.
That's right.
And man, I just got a problem with wasting money. You understand what I'm saying? And this dude, man, he kicks my behind. And then I work out, I said my steps. I work out 3 days a week. So on the 1 day a week that I work with him, we do like P90X stuff. And he just dogs me out. But then on the other 2 days of the week, I swim. I'm working, I got a goal with my swimming. And now I can swim 10 laps in a junior Olympic pool. That's 25 yards a lap. I can do that in about 20 minutes. So my goal is to get to 15 in 30 minutes. And then my goal is to eventually get to 30 in 30 minutes. That's a half a mile. Man, them some long laps, baby. I mean, they long. Sometimes I'll be looking at the end of that thing, I'll be like, I want to stop, but you just keep swimming. And then eventually I will get to the point where I'm swimming 60 laps in 30 minutes. I can't do that now, but that makes a mile.
Amen.
Man, ain't nothing like swimming to burn fat. So I do my swimming, and then I go in and I just work on, not building heavy muscle, but just building muscle, repetition or whatever. Well, you put all of those things together, by April the 1st, I will have lost that 15 pounds. I mean, that 25 pounds. By the end of the year, you'll be looking at a sculpture. Like, dang, Pastor fine. Yeah, he is. Because I ain't saying it like for y'all to be lusting at me or nothing like that. I ain't saying it like that. But I'm just saying, brother want to look good. How many of y'all want to look good? Somebody say, I already look good. I don't care. I'm fat. I still look good. Keep on fooling us. I'm just all of us know we can look better 25, 35, 45, if necessary, 55, 65. Whatever it is, we can all look a little bit better if we lost a little bit of weight, right? Yes. All right? So you got to have next steps. Say next steps. Next steps. All right? Now, here's something I know. Okay, is it number 5 on there? Establishing daily rituals or routine. I love this. Now this is something I learned that's new for me. See, this is what I'm saying. That's why you say, oh, I know everything there is to know about goal setting. I know you do. I know you do. But I learned that you need to establish some daily rituals. And the truth of the matter is you probably already have some. I can name one of them. As soon as you get up in the morning, first thing you do is do what?
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. That's your daily ritual. All right? Some of y'all, the first thing you do is start the coffee maker and then go to the bathroom. So while you're in the bathroom, the coffee is brewing. Anybody like that in here? No? There you go. See, how did I know that it had to be somebody? All right? So, why daily rituals? Daily rituals don't necessarily guarantee results, but when you do them correctly, they increase the likelihood of you obtaining your desired result. Now, if you know anything about athletics, and we're big on athletics around here, if you notice professional athletes and different ones, they always have a pregame ritual or routine. They have a way They get up at the same time. That's why when you see teams that go on the road or they have to play, like basketball players, NBA, usually play at night. But then on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, some of those special days, they may play at 10 a.m. in the morning or 8 a.m. in the morning. Like my son, if he has to play too early, and he ain't even awake until the second half. He just be walking around like, what's wrong with you? I wasn't even awake, Dad. You know, because that's not his routine. See, but if he playing by 11 or 12 or 1, he all right. Okay? So everybody has some. Now, you can't write all this down, so you're just gonna have to listen to this and pick it up on Facebook or go back on whatever. Optimized routines help put you into the right spiritual, mental, and physical groove for high performance. All right? And as I said, this is why almost all professional athletes have a pregame ritual of some sort. Optimized daily routine allow you to perform at a predictably high level. Why? Because the routine leaves less to chance so that you can focus on performing at your best. When I coached my son a couple of years ago, I went out to the Clippers put on the league. Now, you know I'm a Laker fan, don't like the Clippers, but they put on this league. So they allowed us to go to the Clipper training facility. And there was the Clipper staff was there. Doc Rivers wasn't there, but some of his assistant coaches were there. And they wanted to help us be able to teach our kids, coach our kids well. So they took us through, and they actually made us do everything that they wanted us to take back and do it. One dude sat over there and filmed everything, or whatever, but we had to actually go through those ball handling skills, everything, whatever. And one of the things that the Clippers do, and a lot of NBA teams do, when they first come to the training facility, they go around the key, and they shoot set shots until they hit nothing but net. Nothing but net. College teams do the same thing. And then they extend out to a mid-range shot. And they can make it, but if it's not nothing but net, they got to keep taking it until it's nothing but net. And then they go all the way out to the three-point rim. That's from Chris Paul to DeAndre Jordan on down, that's a ritual that they use. That at least they did 2 years ago on the Clippers. That's their practice routine. That's their ritual. Because the purpose for it is seeing the ball go through the hole. And seeing the ball go through the hole, nothing but net. And in order for it to go through nothing but net, there has to be a certain arc on the ball. It can't be a straight line. So they're making you work on that. Okay? So it optimizes your chances of success. Okay.
Yeah.
All right? So the routine leaves less to chance so that you can focus on performing at your best. Number 3, optimized routines stop you from overthinking. So you aren't constantly engineering and re-engineering your entire performance. All right? So this frees you up to not worry about if you can perform, but to think about how to perform at your best. Now, as I said, you already have daily routines, such as waking up, going straight to the restroom, all that stuff that we talked about. So here are 4 morning routines or rituals here are 4 rituals or routines that you need to develop. First, you need to develop a morning ritual. Say a morning ritual.
A morning ritual.
This obviously is what you do when you first get up. Okay, I'm going to give you some of mine. Go to the restroom. All right? Then drink a bottle of water. Why? Because when you drink a bottle of water, it sends a signal to your body that you're up, start your juices going, so forth and so on. Plus, you're dehydrated from over the night. All right, so drink a bottle of water, or a glass of water, 2 glasses, whatever it is. All right, then here it is. Read my Bible passages to get me through the Bible in a year. All right, then I pray. You can copy these or take some of them or whatever. Then I meditate or listen to what the Holy Spirit says in my prayer time. All right? Now, what am I listening for? Sometimes he'll speak words to me. Sometimes there'll be impressions. Sometimes there'll be ideas that I consider to be God ideas. Write them down. How many of y'all know you forget? Have you ever, I walk down the doggone stairs and don't know why I got down the stairs. You got to walk up the stairs and get back to doing that. Oh, that's why I walked down the stairs and then walk back down the stairs again. Hate stairs. You know, when I had that extra 30 pounds and some other things that were going on, it was really tough because your joints be hurting, man. You're like, God, I don't want to go back up the stairs. I don't want to go back up the stairs. If I was ever going to build another house and I was going to have it, it was going to be 2 stories. The master bedroom would be downstairs, not upstairs, brother. Anybody over 40 years old, you need to think about having a downstairs master bedroom. I'm just telling you that. All right, anyway. So write those impressions or words or things, anything that sticks out from the Bible. Sometimes there are things that just stick out. There were some things I was reading about earlier this year that, man, it was like, I can't even explain it to you. I can't even explain it to you, but just what I was going through, reading the stories in the Bible in my daily whatever, it was like the Bible spoke to me like nobody's business. You know, God has a way that when you're going through things and you'll come to your daily scripture and whoa, there it is. You're like, ain't that something? Okay, well, I don't know about y'all. All right. Then the other thing is review your annual and quarterly goals. That needs to be a part of your morning ritual. Review. Say review.
Review.
All right, now we'll get to this in a minute. I'm trying to hurry through. Finalize your big 3. We'll talk about the big 3 in a minute. All right? But basically, these are 3 things that are important, not just merely urgent, that will move you in the direction of fulfilling your goal. I'm going to get to that. So then, here's some other things. You don't need all these things. But I juice and take my vitamins. I take Kennedy to school. I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I take a shower. I eat breakfast, and I straighten up my room. That's my routine. That last one I really need to work on. Anyway. All right. B. Okay. Then you need to have a workday startup ritual. Whether you work on your own job or whether you work for the man, you still need to have a startup ritual. You know, like, how many of y'all know that Facebook can take away a lot of time from you? So if you want to, you can go in maybe 5 minutes before work or whatever and just review Facebook. That's all you're going to give yourself is 5 minutes. Somebody said, I'll die if I only have 5 minutes on Facebook. Okay? But I really had to wean myself off of Facebook. Okay? So then the next thing is to go through my emails. Because I hate emails. You understand? I hate mail. You got mail. So what? I hate reading mail. Anybody hate reading mail? No, all the women love to read mail. I hate reading mail. All right? Let's see what else. So then I review and begin working on my daily big 3. All right? Then here's the third one. Workday shutdown ritual. Whatever yours is, review your tomorrow list, identify whatever big 3 that you have for the next day, peek at social media, turn off your machines and devices, whatever it is, have a checklist. This is what I'm going to do. This is at the end of the day. And then finally, there's an evening ritual that you can or should create. How many of y'all floss every day? How many of y'all floss every day? Raise your hand. How many of y'all don't floss every day? Raise your hand. All right, you need to add this to your daily ritual, to your evening ritual. You understand what I'm saying? Because it needs to become something that you do every day. If you don't want to be gumming it at 65, you need to start flossing. Somebody said, Pastor, this ain't spiritual. I know everything ain't spiritual. See, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm telling you how to live your life better.
Amen.
You don't want to be gumming.
That's right. Amen. Every day I wish
She said every day she wished she had floss. Well, I'm trying to help the rest of you guys. All right? So brush and floss your teeth, shower. Here's one for me, read for 30 minutes a day. Now, if you're married, then you should, find some time in that evening ritual to discuss your day with your significant other. Especially any kind of wins that you have. And then pray. All right? Well, anyway. Can y'all give me 5 more minutes?
Yeah.
Y'all liking this?
Yeah.
Okay, here's number 5. Your weekly big 3 goals. See, these are the things that's going to make you successful. And listen to me. You may not do all of them at once, But just start working on some of them. Maybe this year, you only work on 3 or 4 out of these 6. And you become good at those 3 or 4, and then next year you add some more to the way, and pretty soon you're doing them all. And listen to me, if you're gonna run your own business, you're gonna have to know how to do this. It's the difference between you being successful and just, creating another job for yourself. All right. So how are you going to create your weekly big 3? Well, number 1, you're going to pull these big 3 from your next steps that you wrote on those 2 or 3 goals that you had. You understand what I mean by that? So you got a spiritual goal, you got a physical goal, you got an intellectual goal, right? So under each one of those spiritual, physical, intellectual goals, you wrote down 5 next steps to get you there, right? Now, over the course of that quarter, you may add some things to that. But at least you wrote down 5 to start with, right? All right? So then from that, you're going to begin to pull out on a weekly basis from those, and that's how you're going to create your weekly big 3. So you're going to end up with 52 big 3s. Does that make sense? Now, they're not going to all be the same because you're not going to do all the same things in each quarter, right? And then you may need to, have you ever noticed sometimes you start off with something and you can say, okay, these are the first 5 things that I need to do. And then as you start doing them, you start discovering there's some more things that you need to do. Yeah. Well, then you're going to add to that list. Amen. And then you're going to keep pulling from that. You're going to keep pulling from that every week. Now, why 3? Why not 10? Why? Somebody say, I want to accomplish 10 things or 12 things or whatever. Yeah, you might, but the 3 is something about the number 3. And like they tell you this, and maybe it's just me, but it seemed to be true. I can go to the store without a list if I only need to get 3 things. But if I got to get 4 things or 5, and I don't have a list, something's going to get left out. Especially if anything over 5, you come back home, did you get something? Oh, I knew it was something. I knew it was something. Anybody ever do that? I knew it was something I forgot without that list. Because our mind, I don't know what the brain can handle 3 things at a time. 3 things that you need to accomplish. Now, there are some other things that you might have. If you have a planner, it'll usually have some tasks or something along that line that you write down. Those are things that you want to accomplish or get done. Those are, see, the big 3, like my big 3 for the quarter could be, whatever, reading through the Bible, going to the gym, all these other different things. That's cool. Those are my big 3. But then under that, I'm going to have some tasks that may be on a daily level of going to the cleaners, going grocery shopping, paying the gas bill. Those are not big 3 stuff. Right. You understand what I'm saying? And see, what a lot of people do is they get a planner and they write down little daily tasks. And they think they're being efficient because they're writing down things like go to the cleaners, pay the light bill today. Well, you need to pay it, but that's not, listen to what I'm saying. The big 3, move the ball down the court. But you can do all those little task things and never move the thing that, those just keep you maintaining your lifestyle. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying to you? So now you start to figure out, why am I not achieving more? Because I have activity but no accomplishment. Amen. Oh boy. All right? So once you got your list of the weekly big 3s, then each day break down, one of these big 3, break it down into some kind of daily task, maybe 3 daily tasks. So this day, out of one of those big 3, I got 3 tasks that I'm assigned to that. Okay? You might only have 1 task. It might be all you need. Okay? Okay. So now, under those other 7 to 10 tasks or whatever, see, listen to me. Your big 3, listen to me. Your big 3 for the week and your big 3 each day, you're going to accomplish them not trying. You understand what I'm saying? Unless there's a death in the family, 9/11 occurs, you know, some major catastrophe, I'm going to accomplish these big 3 things this week, and these other, you know, things for the day, they're going to help me accomplish those. Now, all those other tasks, if I don't get to the post office today, I'll move that to tomorrow. Ain't it? No foul, no harm. Now, you don't want to always do that, but hey, you know, you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay, let me give you the last thing. The last thing is your weekly review. Somebody said, you didn't preach the Bible today. No, I didn't. I just used a biblical principle. And the reason why I did this is because if I don't do it, most of y'all would have never gone out to try to learn these things on your own. So you just keep floundering around. I want to see some people be successful. Successful people know how to do this, and they do it. The difference between super highly successful people and non-super highly successful people is their goals, their habits, and their routines. It's not necessarily because they're smarter than you. You've been sold a bill of goods. Okay? So, last thing is your weekly review. So you need to do a weekly review to take stock of your progress from your previous week. So, for some of y'all, that might be on Friday evening. I could have dealt with the weekend, I just don't have time. I didn't have time to do all of this. But on Friday evening, you need to sit down and take that review. It could be Saturday morning. For me, it's Saturday night. Because my week is from Sunday to Saturday. Okay? But you need to so you need to look back. What did I do? Am I accomplishing these things? If I'm not accomplishing my weekly big 3, why? What happened? I need to have some notes on what happened. What's stopping me? Am I procrastinating? Am I allowing other people to dictate my time and take time from me? I need to know what I need to correct, or else I'm going to keep repeating the same thing. All right? Then also use that weekly review time to plan your next week's big 3. Now, by doing each of these things, you will stay focused and reach your goals and achieve more success this year. All right? Those of you on Facebook, I know this was an extended time. You might be mad at me because it took a long time. Some of you all probably dropped off. That's okay. But we're glad that we hope that it helped you, and hope you have the greatest year ever in Jesus' name. Amen? Amen. All right.